Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to another Call of Duty Advanced Warfare commentary. Today I'm Reverend Saint and I welcome you to this video. Now today we got a lot to talk about. We got to squeeze it into this about 7-minute gameplay. Somehow I got to do this, so it's a lot of stuff. Some stuff was announced yesterday about Black Ops 3 and some stuff was announced today. Originally I was going to do 2 videos separate for these subjects, but I'm like, and then there was stuff announced about Twitch, and I'm like, I got to talk about that, so I got to put these 2 together so I can get that Twitch one done separately. But anyway, we're going to hop right into this. The gameplay is nothing special. It's free-for-all. I win. I don't do too hot. It was late last night. I was trying to get a gameplay for today. No excuses. I just barely. I won. All right. So 30 and 16 is not the best, but anyway, it's there. So enjoy that in the background. Now let's get into the subjects at hand. Now, yesterday announced, Activision announced it. It's gonna be supported by them, kind of coinciding with MLG, but it's going to be different events. It's going to have two or three different leagues, I think. There's going to be the Pro League, and then there's going to be the Challenge League. But what they announced was the Call of Duty World League for Black Ops 3 and future titles. Now, they also put the number $3 million in there. Now, I do not know if that's the total for COD Champs. I don't think it was. I think I read that it was actually, that was the total prize pool that they have to fund for prize money throughout this next year into COD Champs. They did announce another COD Champs, and they changed that, which we're going to get into that here in a little bit because they get some issues with it. But they announced a total prize pool, so I think like the smaller lands are going to be worth a certain amount of money, and then when the COD Champs comes around, they're going to have the big prize pool, obviously. And they also announced that the COD Champs will be the final tournament for each game every year. Now, it kind of makes sense, you know, it's the Call of Duty Championship. That's the tournament. That's the big tournament for Call of Duty. So you think, okay, yeah, they're going to finish out the game for that and then go into the next game the next year. But here's my issue with that. The way they've been doing it is the Call of Duty Champs has been in like March and April type area. So it's only a couple months after the game came out. And the reason why I like that is because so many teams are still figuring out the game. People are figuring out new strats still. They don't have the game down pat just yet. There's still secrets and different ways of doing things that they could find, and it creates better competition because you never know what team's going to come out on top. This past year for Advanced Warfare, everybody picked Optic to win. Everybody did. Even though FaZe won the first tournament, everybody picked Optic to win because they were just so strong. And what they do? They got 6th. They got 6th. They played absolutely horrible, obviously. I mean, they didn't play like they normally do play, but they didn't win. Obviously, there was an upset. Now, the next one up would be FaZe. Well, guess what? FaZe did not win. Denial won. Nobody picked Denial to win. Nobody picked Denial to win. They come out of nowhere, they win it, and look what happened to them afterward. They ended up breaking up like 2 or 3 tournaments later because they were not doing good. They just weren't performing very well, and they ended up breaking up. And then, you know, you got FaZe and Optic now that are just kind of going back and forth. And who's going to win each tournament? FaZe or Optic. It's obvious. Now, the last tournament, Epsilon did do very good. They gave both teams a run for their money, but ended up not beating them, obviously. So Epsilon did knock out FaZe in the losers bracket, but FaZe ended up coming back and knocking them out of the tournament later on. And then they ended up winning the entire tournament, obviously, because Optic choked, because they do that a freaking lot for some dumb reason. But anyway. So you never know what's going to happen in those early tournaments, and that's why I like Call of Duty Champs being at the beginning of the year, because you have more competition, whereas at the end of the year, you pretty much know who's going to win. You have a set couple of teams that are 90% chance, you know, one's going to win, 20% chance the other one's going to come from behind and beat them. And then the 21% or 19%, and then there's a 1% chance any other team's gonna win. So that's why I don't like having COD Champs at the end of the year. But it does still make sense. But that's my main issue with it. I think they should keep it where it's at. But you know, it's them. You know, I have no say in it. But that's just my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this whole World League. Now, this is separate, I'm pretty sure, from the MLG events. There's going to be a ton of MLG events this year as well, which I'm super excited about. I'm going to go to MLG Columbus whenever it happens. I was hoping that Black Ops 3 would open in Columbus because Ghosts and Advanced Warfare both opened in Columbus, but for some reason Treyarch Games always open in Dallas, and whatever, I guess I'm not going to be able to go. Obviously, I can't afford that, but nonetheless, I will be going to one eventually this year. Now, on to the next subject at hand. Big freaking deal today, actually. They announced that the Xbox 360 and the PS3 versions of Black Ops 3 will not have campaign. It will not have campaign. That's a big freaking deal, man. Now, I understand that the majority of people do buy Call of Duty games for multiplayer and zombies, which are still in the game for the previous generation of consoles, but they took out the campaign. I don't know why. I'd assume because, first off, they can't really handle it all that well, especially the Xbox 360. It's not as powerful as the PS3, and also it doesn't use Blu-ray, it still uses DVDs, so they do not have enough disc space on those discs to probably fit all of this on there. Obviously, the game looks amazing on current-gen consoles, so they have to bog it way down on the previous gen, and it probably looks like utter poop. And Treyarch was probably like, alright, well, it costs a lot of money to release this on those discs as well, because we have to convert everything over and bog everything down. And, you know, we really don't want to release a game that doesn't look like our best work because the hardware doesn't support it well enough. So we're just going to take campaign out and leave what majority of the people want. Now, if you have to take something out of Call of Duty, that's what you take out, because not a lot of people actually play the game. They'll play through it once, get the achievements, say, that was, whatever, and leave it at that. I personally do like to play the campaigns at least once all the way through. I think Advanced Warfare is the only one I did not play all the way through, and I don't even know why, because it was actually pretty decent from where I was. I don't know, I just wasn't really that interested in it for some reason, even though Kevin Spacey's the man. I don't know, I just didn't. But, you know, if they got to take something out, that makes a lot of sense. But here's the problem. There's still a lot of people on last-gen consoles, and they're going to be mad. I'm kind of mad for them because it is kind of bogus, but at least I understand why they did it, and it kind of leads into the fact that I've been saying for a long time, you gotta upgrade, dude. You gotta get in the current generation of consoles no matter what. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind, dude. So sell your 360s before they're completely worthless. Sell your PS3s before they're completely worthless. Mow some lawns, wash some cars, clean a house, get an extra side job just on the side, talk to family, friends, whatever, birthday money, whatever. Just save up, guys, and get the upgrade. Anyway, guys, that's it, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.